Welcome to the show, Big Daddy Show, baby. A lot of people tell me that I need to get myself educated. Well, you want to know what I say to that? We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers leave those kids alone. No, we're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, we're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No more grooming in the classroom. Teachers leave those kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. I don't need no arms around me. Got no strings that hold me down. Upon the wall I see the writing. Ain't nobody to calm me down. There ain't nobody ever gonna calm me down. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. We don't need no education. We don't need no forced control. No more grooming in the classroom. Teachers leave those kids alone. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. All in all, you're all just some bricks in the wall. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Aw, yeah, baby. Big Daddy Show. Like we always do about this time. Sunday night live stream. Sunday night live stream. Yeah, if I miss the show on Saturday, I do it on Sunday. And if I miss it on Sunday, I'll do it on a weekday. Welcome to the show, where we take this one man ripping the mic, giving his version of the distilled essence of all of the greatness that was late night from the 90s. Oh yeah. All right. Usually start the show off with a little weekend update. What went on in the world? Little current event talk. Yeah, we got a little theme going on tonight. The wall, baby. More ways than one. We're gonna be talking about the wall. Yeah. Trans shooter. Have you heard about that one? Some troon shot up a school. Yep. Trans Day of Vengeance. Did you hear about that one? They had this whole thing set up. Trans Day of Vengeance. It was all because some state they passed some laws that allow or outlawed kids from taking hormone blockers or something. I forget exactly what it was. I think that's what it was about. But I think this troon took it a little too literally and decided to actually enact vengeance against all of the people that are literally committing genocide against them. They're literally committing genocide against the trans people. Yeah, these poor troons. They actually think that people are out there committing genocide against them. I mean, they're a fraction of a percentage of people, for one thing. And if we truly wanted to commit genocide upon them, I think we could probably end it in a weekend if we truly wanted to. Let's not kid ourselves. Nobody's committing genocide against anybody. But these people are so fucking mentally ill. They actually believe that shit too. Yeah, some troon went and shot up a school. They haven't released the manifesto yet, obviously. Yeah, normally the manifesto is released immediately afterwards, and it's got the highlights in it already. Like, oh look, he did it for this reason. He's a white nationalist. It was all because of Trump and that frog from the internet. Yeah, but it's really telling how silent they are about the trans shooters manifesto. From the little bit that's leaked out, it sounds like they decided to target the Christian school because they thought it was a softer target than a public school. They thought they could inflict more damage, supposedly. Yeah. Troons! What can you do? Yeah, fucking Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes, Troons. A lot of you may be asking yourself, what the fuck is a troon? What are you talking about, Big Daddy? A troon is slang. Tranny, transvestite, a man LARPing around as a female. Here, I'll give you a little mini documentary to give you a primer on it.
Suicidus bitheticus, also known as the Western Troon, is a frequent sight amongst the landscapes of most modern cities. Beset by a terrible plague of the mind, the Western Troon wanders akin to a wild, rabies-ravaged dog, or like that of a wombat in the midst of sarcoptic mange. A curious case of natural development has kept many of his masculine features, an Adam's apple, his male height, weight and muscle mass, along with, and in many cases, the receding hairline. All of this despite the beast's self-professed similarity to that of a female of the species. Unfortunately for him and his kind, the natural order of the species places them squarely in the domain of the males. His hulking shoulders send the other animals scurrying, his camouflage, the dress of a woman picked up and draped upon him, couldn't obscure his real form from the other denizens of the concrete jungle. His wig, or thin...
You get the drift. You get the drift. But yeah, some troon went and shot up a fucking school. Supposedly, I mean, that's what the press release said. And for the simple fact that they haven't released the manifesto yet, and that it was a troon, leads me to believe that it actually happened. Every time a school shooting happens, the very first thing you gotta do is look up the way back machine to see if the school actually existed and was operational when the fucking shooting happened. More often than not, you'll find the school had been closed down for several years when the shooting takes place. Like, what? This doesn't make sense. But yeah, the troon. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see the contents of this manifesto if it ever fucking makes the light of day, and if it's not redacted all to hell. Whether or not they were radicalized by the media, radicalized by the woke LGBT movement and all that shit. The alphabet people, the alphabet mafia. Yeah, I've said this before. I've got a feeling. See, the best psyops always accomplish multiple objectives. Now, one of the multiple objectives this trans psyop is accomplishing, in addition to creating an entire society of eunuchs, a servant class, and to cull the weak men and the men that are already kind of bi-curious or kind of having gay thoughts, to push them over the edge and make them fully that way. Another one of the tertiary fucking objectives of this trans psyop, I think, is to create an entire generation of people who are just completely batshit fucking crazy. Now I'm talking like true fucking Looney Tunes. Now you look at certain characters that have come throughout the course of history. Ed Gein, Charles Manson, Buffalo Bob. What do they all have in common? Well, they all wore women's clothing at one point. They all trooned out at one point. Their mothers dressed them up as girls. They all fucking LARPed around as females, is what I'm trying to say. What if part of this whole trans psyop is to create an entire generation of fucking psychopaths, sociopaths, and serial killers? Think about that for a second. I mean, the fucking self-deletion rate amongst these motherfuckers, I think it's around 50% now. And it's only gonna fucking skyrocket as this shit fucking continues to happen. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. They're gonna push this shit for the amount of fucking the operations and the appointments and the drugs and the hormones and this and that. Like, the amount of money that's in this shit, it's in the billions. Yeah, once they fucking smell blood, they'll put their blood funnel in there, suck it for all it's fucking worth, even at the detriment of society, even at the detriment of our fucking children. Yep, these motherfuckers, they ain't playing around. Yeah, we have our good friend, associate, and correspondent Matt Walsh in the back room using his grainy webcam. Matt, go ahead and tell us what you think about these Looney Tunes troons.
So I see you on social media and on the news and out marching the street, crying your crocodile tears and claiming that you're being set upon by fascist right-wingers who won't let you just live your lives in peace. What do we ever do to you, you cry? Why are you so angry at us? Well, let me answer that question. You see, the rest of us were living our lives. We were minding our own business when you came along and demanded that we abandon everything we know about fundamental physical reality for your sake. That's what you did. You claim the right to walk into whatever bathroom you want, whatever locker room, whatever sports team. Nobody else has ever had that right. Nobody else has ever had that right to just do whatever they want, go anywhere they want. But you wanted it. You came after our children, seeking to suck them into your suicide cult just to make yourselves feel better. You tried to restructure human society to make it affirming to you personally. You wanted to force the whole world to bend to your narcissism. You tried to put words in our mouths. You tried to control how we speak, even when you're not in the room. Your ego is so out of control that you even tried to take possession of parts of the English language, like you can own them as a pet. You waved that hideous, ridiculous flag in our face and wouldn't stop waving it. You demanded not just tolerance, but celebration. You did all of that. That was you. And now you cry victim because some of us have simply answered no? You made demands. Many people surrendered to those demands immediately, but some of us, a few of us, are refusing. And that makes you what? A victim? You started it. You started it.
That's right. You started it, motherfuckers. No, but really though. Yeah, these motherfuckers, they ain't playing around. These are just one regiment of the shock troops of the New World Order, or the liberal world order, as Poopy Pants Joe would call it. Yeah, I'm not fucking around. Joe Biden actually said that. In his demented state, a lot of times these old timers let slip what's really going on. The New World Order was always going to be liberal. Make no mistake. Yeah, these motherfuckers, these goddamn Democrats, they're coming for the kids. No, make no mistake, I'm not fucking around. There's a Virginia Democrat set to introduce a bill that will jail parents who refuse to acknowledge their child's trooning. Yep, this is a real thing. I wish I was joking around about all this shit. I mean, I say it with a degree of tongue-in-cheek, obviously. But for real, though, there's a Virginia Democrat set to introduce a bill that will jail parents who refuse to acknowledge their child's trooning. Like if you refuse to, like, let's say little Jimmy comes home from school one day and says his new name is Jane. And if you refuse to acknowledge your child's pronouns, you can be thrown in jail. Let's just hope this the fucking bill doesn't pass. You never know with these motherfuckers, though. The conservative Republicans, they'll just bend over and just go with this shit too, for fear of being called transphobes or TERFs or whatever. Yeah, but there are some people fighting back against it. People like Big Daddy, people like Matt Walsh, and those of our ilk. Speak truth to wokeness. Speak truth to wokeness. Yes. And understand that feminism is a mental disorder, as well as liberalism. But yeah, there are other warriors out there. They're pockmarked here and there, and sometimes you hear stories about them. I guess there was a Pokemon card tournament here recently, and this boy, he was in this tournament, and they asked him what his pronouns were. Like, they're announcing him to come up to play or whatever, and they asked him what his preferred pronouns were. And I guess he started laughing when they asked him what his pronouns were. And after he laughed at the pronouns question, they kicked him out of the tournament. They fucking kicked him out of the tournament for laughing at the pronouns question. Yep, these motherfuckers ain't playing around. You don't joke around about the pronouns with these fucking people. If there's one thing you don't joke around about, it's the pronouns. Yeah, these motherfuckers ain't playing. Yeah, there's fucking men joining women's sports all over the place. Yeah, the one thing that Troon shooter fucked up was it was a female LARPing around as a man. For this reason, it's still in the news cycle. I guarantee you, if this was a dude LARPing around as a chick, this would have been in the 24-hour news cycle one day, and then that would be it. You would never hear about the fucking story again. Remember the July 4th shooter? Remember him? Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't remember the July 4th shooter. That guy that shot up that place in Chicago, killed a bunch of people. You want to know why it was in the 24-hour news cycle for just one day? It's because he trooned out. He was a fucking troon. Yep, he fucking went in full drag when he fucking shot up the place. And for that reason, boom, it was like, the story was gone like that. Yeah, had it been a dude LARPing around as a chick, we wouldn't be hearing about it right now. It would be out of the fucking news cycle by now. Yeah, troon privilege is real. Yeah, they got the fucking dictionary to change the definition of a woman for these fucking insane motherfuckers, these mentally ill pieces of fucking trash. Yeah, a lot of people are fighting back though. The women, they're fucking getting their records shattered and broken all over the place by these mentally ill men. And one of them broke a goddamn powerlifting record. Like, obviously, if a troon decides to enter weightlifting, they're gonna break whatever record the women hold, even if they're like not very strong men. Like, even an average strength man is gonna fucking break any record a fucking woman will hold. But anyway, some dude LARPing around as a woman entered the fucking powerlifting competition and broke the woman's record over there in Canada. And what happened was there was this fucking dude called Avi Silverberg, of all names, ironically enough. Avi Silverberg, this fucking big old muscle-bound bearded motherfucker. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna teach this fucking troon piece of shit a lesson. This is what I'm gonna do. Because these troons, every time they shatter one of these female records, they always, they jump up and down, celebrate. They're like Tom Cruise on the couch at Whoopi Goldberg's, not Whoopi Goldberg, Oprah Winfrey's, when he's jumping around, like that's what they're doing, like fucking their little celebration. But anyway, this fucking dude, obviously a straight man, he fucking identifies as a woman and just shatters the fucking record of this troon just to fucking rub it in his face. Like, that's what you get, you piece of shit. And it was just to teach a lesson to the entire thing. Like, this is no longer women's weightlifting now. This is now men's weightlifting, you fucking idiots. Yeah, unless they take steps to prevent this type of shit from happening, mentally ill men are going to join all of women's sports and they're going to dominate them and they're going to fucking break all of their fucking records is what's going to happen. In the Olympics, all of the women are going to get replaced by mentally ill men unless steps are taken to prevent it from happening. And where it has to start is with the women. The women are the ones who have to step up and stop this shit. Men like me, like we are on the spear's tip trying to fight this shit, but nobody's going to listen to a man like me. The women are the ones that have to step up and stop this shit. They can't be afraid of getting J.K. Rowling. Oh, I don't want to get J.K. Rowling and get called a TERF. No, the women have got to step up, because if they don't, they're just going to wake up and like that, find themselves completely obsolete and canceled for real and just replaced by mentally ill men and sex bots and artificial wombs. Yes. Anybody who's done any sort of astral travel and like looked at the various alien races throughout the cosmos knows that the humanity is an anomaly unto itself, because there's two genders, male and female. It's not like that in space. There's always just one gender. Like, one gender always comes out on top in the end. Like, women don't understand this. If they don't up their game, if they don't step up their game, they're going to be fucking replaced by mentally ill men, sex bots, and artificial wombs. This is reality. They've already got the technology. It's only a matter of time till it's mass produced. Yeah, we're at that point, the death phase, behavioral sync. They know what's going on. Women have completely lost their maternal instincts. Nobody's having families anymore. Nobody's getting married. Yeah, unless they do something like that, humanity is gonna fucking die out. And well, the more civilized the Western civilizations are. The third world, they have no trouble breeding. This is why the social engineers are trying to flood the fucking first world Western nations with all of these third worlders from the Middle East and Africa and shit, because they know about behavioral sync and they know that these Western nations are in their death phase, and unless their populations are replenished, that they're not going to have enough taxpayers to be able to take care of the old people, and they're going to have to go full Soylent Green on these motherfuckers. Yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, real. Don't think that they're not above fucking doing all of these evil plans that I talk about. Yeah, anybody knows the tale of Gary Webb? He was one of these hero journalists that broke the story about how the Central Intelligence Agency was they were funding a war over in Nicaragua with these group of guerrillas called Contras, and what they were doing is they were selling cocaine and using that money to fund this war, getting them guns, shit like that. And what happened was the cocaine hit the streets, and the dealers distilled it down into a more nastier fucking drug called crack. And what it completely did was destroy the fucking inner cities in the 1980s, created a fucking epidemic amongst the black community. There were fucking laws passed, and these motherfuckers it completely ruined their lives. A little bit of crack on them, boom, you fucking be looking at huge jail sentences that would basically fucking end you. And the CIA, they were responsible for this shit. And Gary Webb broke this story. And what happened was he was completely blackballed by the journalist community. And he ultimately ended up with several gunshots to the head. And what they did was they ruled it a suicide. Like, if you can shoot yourself in the head more than once and it's a suicide, I mean, that's, I don't know if no, I mean, we all know how fucking these people operate. But what I'm saying is you can't put nothing above these people. Iran-Contra, look it up. It's real. It happened. But if you think that selling drugs to fucking destroy the inner cities is something that's that they're not capable of doing, no, it happened. It fucking happened. Now just imagine them, big pharma, crafting various, well, we all know what gain of function is. Like taking something like the coof and then modifying it and creating different variants of it, and then taking those variants that they created and crafting different jabs based upon those variants that they created, so that they can then sell those jabs later on. But that means they're going to have to release those variants onto the public at some point in order to sell those jabs, which means there's a little bit of a biological warfare going on. That's just one aspect and facet of it. Now just imagine the food companies creating foods that they know are bad for you and cause cancers. That way the pharmaceutical companies can sell you treatments to make money off of you. It's all a fucking Ponzi scheme. It's all tied in. It's all about making as much money off of a human as you can. And the doctors are a part of it too. Like if a doctor knows that they can cure you outright with something that only costs between $300 and $500 for one treatment or two treatments, but they know that if they put you on certain drugs, they could drag it out through the course of your entire life and make between $250,000 off of you and $500,000 off of you. The doctor is obviously going to choose the second route and try to make as much money off of you as possible. Because a lot of people don't know this about doctors, but they're nothing more than glorified middlemen for the fucking pharmaceutical companies. They're drug dealers is what they are. You see, the pharmacy companies, big pharma, they have these representatives that are in charge of the hospitals, and they keep track of how many prescriptions that the doctors write. And if a doctor isn't writing enough prescriptions, this pharma representative will get on the phone with this doctor and literally chew him out. Say, hey, you're not writing enough prescriptions. Start writing more prescriptions, motherfucker. We need to make our money. Like, this is like true drug dealer shit. Like, these motherfuckers are the real drug dealers. Big pharma. And the doctors are nothing more than their fucking middlemen is all they are. Yeah, doctors, they need, like, if there was like ever true justice for all of this pandemic bullshit, there are thousands and thousands of doctors that need put on Nuremberg style trials and executed for what they have done. I'm not fucking joking. Yeah, doctors, I have no respect for doctors, especially the ones that went along with this fucking shit the past few years. Poisoning us to sell us the treatments. Don't think that they're not above it. Yeah. A lot of countries are realizing just how, well, I mean, America, the United States of America, we're called the Great Satan for a reason. It's because we are. And a lot of fucking countries are waking up to it. Yeah, a lot of people aren't going to realize it or know it because the mainstream news media is probably not going to report on it. But the US dollar, like, took a like a fucking uppercut and it's like down. Whether or not it gets up, fucking we'll see. But there's several countries decided to ditch the dollar and go all in with China. I'm talking the dollar is used as the world's reserve currency, that kind of shit, with all of these countries. And then these countries are starting to ditch the dollar. A country in our own hemisphere, Brazil, just ditched the dollar. It's only a matter of time till all those other countries down there do it as well, because their fucking inflation is just so high right now. Yeah, they're seeing the writing on the wall. Well, I just think it wasn't that long ago, just a few years back, Trump got in there, fucking with his whole MAGA, make America great again, whatever. And for a while there, we were on the upward decline, or the upward ascension. We were fucking leading the world in energy production. Fucking shit was cheap, fuel was cheap. People could live and thrive. But in this day and age, shit, it's almost as if it's a controlled demolition of the entire fucking country. But not just my country, but all of Western civilization. It's a controlled demolition right now. That's what it feels like. Yeah, and if now is the best time as any to get into crypto, if you haven't got into crypto yet. Yeah, I remember when the FTC or FTX scandal happened and the Bitcoin went fucking, boy, it plunged, it went way down. I said, now that Bitcoin is down way, way low, now's the time to buy it. Now that it's cheaper and you can afford it, because it's only going to go up. Yeah, there are some people saying that Bitcoin may reach as high as 1 million. We'll see. Yeah, the dollar's gone to shit. You're not going to get crypto, get gold, silver, or better yet, the most important precious metal, lead. Yeah, bullets, they only go up in value. Yeah, just like land, just like firearms too. Yep. Yep. Yeah, these motherfuckers are coming for us. And they will literally stage whatever they can. If like we don't do the shit for real, they will literally stage the shit. And then use the shit that they staged as the impetus to come after us. Yeah, speaking of which, I hear that the Q Shaman has been released. You heard about that one? The Q Shaman? Yeah, I guess after the footage came out and it showed that he was being led around the Capitol and like it was all just a fucking psyop, all a LARP. Like, yeah, okay, let's just let him out. So now he's out. But I guess he's in a halfway house or whatever. I hear he's still wearing the horns around too. He's still keeping up the LARP. Like, you stupid piece of shit. Like, I had that motherfucker figured out from the very beginning. Like, I should if I had the ability, I'd pull up my other video where I did this years ago, back when it first popped off, and where I called this fucker out and knew who he was. Yeah, motherfucker glows, let's put it that way. I mean, he was ex-military. Anybody who's ex-military, I fucking always look at with a degree of suspicion. Unless you come out and fully denounce your country and like say that you regretted all of your fucking service. Like, yeah, it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Had I known who and what this fucking country was and what they were going to have me do, I never in a billion years would have fucking joined. Like, those are the only like ex-vets I fucking trust. Like the ones that are all about, yeah, I'm proud that I killed a bunch of fucking innocent brown people. I got set up by the fucking, are you kidding me? You fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Get out of my fucking face with that shit. You fucking look at the shadows dancing on the wall, motherfucker. I know who casted the fucking fires and who made the shadows, you stupid piece of shit. But yeah, the Q Shaman got fucking released. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I guess Trump got indicted. You heard about that one? They indicted Trump. Yeah, I don't know if this was for Stormy Daniels or for some other fucking bullshit. Fucking Trump. If you're going to indict Trump, indict him for sitting idle and allowing them to enact this pandemic against us. Like, that's what you should fucking indict him for. Fucking stupid pieces of shit. Yeah, throw him in jail, throw his fucking family in jail, throw all of his friends in jail, throw all of his fucking worthless cuck supporters in jail, all of them. Fuck, I'm so sick of those motherfuckers. Yeah, it's all just to get him out of the way too, just so he won't run again. Shit. Like, even if he did run again, and if they fucking kept their hands off of it and just let it go and be a clean fucking thing, I bet old Poopy Pants Joe would beat that motherfucker outright. This is how fucking sick fucking people are of this stupid piece of shit. Only the most just like completely brain fried motherfuckers are Trump supporters at this point in the game. Like, if he got in there, all he would do is the same fucking shit. Appoint the same fucking stupid people and be nothing more than controlled opposition, a lame duck. And whatever good he would do would be completely undone the very second he's out of power, just like last time. Yeah, there's an old saying, you can tell a man's true intelligence by the type of people he surrounds himself with. And Trump surrounded himself with snakes, jackals, traitors, and rabid dogs. That should give you a fucking indication of how intelligent that stupid piece of shit was. Yeah, indict him, throw him in fucking jail. I don't give a shit. Yeah, hopefully this invalidates him and prevents him from running in 2024. Yeah, we've moved past that shit. Weakness! Your fucking weakness is an abomination to me. All right. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Colonel Morg in the house. Hargrave. Boye. Welcome. Yeah. Trump, he was never supposed to win in 2016, and it literally broke them in 2016 when he won. And for 4 years, they cried and bitched and moaned. He's nothing more than a puppet of Putin. Putin put him in power. And the very second you call them out on what they did in 2020, like that, they'll fucking strike your channel or throw you off of social media or whatever. It's like, you dickless, cowardly pieces of fucking shit. God, you pieces of shit. Shameless fucking cowards is what they are. Yeah, speaking of how shameless these fucking cowards are, you want to know what they did here recently? They threw a fucking Trump supporter in jail for 10 years for a meme. Yes, back in 2016, this Trump supporter made a meme, and it showed this like real dumb looking black woman on the meme, and then it showed the text, bypass the lines and vote by text. Text Hillary to blah blah blah, and it showed a number. It was a fake number. And they threw this guy in jail for 10 years for election interference, because they said that meme might actually cause people to think it's real and actually text that number on that meme and try to vote for Hillary. And he was disenfranchising people's votes by doing that. So they decided to throw him in jail for 10 years for that, for a fucking meme. Do you believe that shit? Yeah, I'm not joking when I say they're coming after they're coming after us. Like, they're coming out. If they can throw Trump in jail for whatever fucking reasons they want, of course they can throw anybody in jail for a meme if they want to. But meanwhile, if you're left of Chairman Mao, if you're a leftist, you could literally do whatever the fuck you want. Like Hunter Biden, he could literally be on tape having sex with underage prostitutes, fucking snorting crack, this and that, all sorts of bribery, all sorts of chicanery. Ukraine is basically a fucking slush fund for his father. Nothing happens. Fucking let's not forget about Hillary and all of the fucking shit she's done. I mean, goddamn, the Clinton body count is real. I mean, these motherfuckers, I think just last week or a couple weeks ago, the Clinton body count rose again. Like, one of their associates related to Epstein died mysteriously. A suicide, of course. But nothing's going to happen till Hillary. Ghislaine Maxwell gets thrown into a cushy prison somewhere. The fucking client list isn't released. Fauci gets to fucking walk free after all the fucking shit he's done. Same as Bill Gates. Yeah, a lot of people like to talk about white privilege this, white privilege that. No, there's privilege going on, all right, but it has nothing to do with white people. No, it's all about politics. It's political. Leftist privilege, yes. Liberal privilege. That's what it is. Liberal privilege is real. The leftist supremacist movement is real. Make no fucking mistake. And it is bar none, hands down, without a shout, beyond any degree of equivocation, the single most dangerous movement on planet motherfucking Earth. I'm not fucking kidding. They like to crow about white supremacists this, white supremacists that. White supremacists are now the new terrorists, according to the Department of Homeland Security. But what about the leftist supremacists? The ones who run those fucking agencies. The ones who are fucking in the White House, and the ones who are handling them all. They're handlers. Who protects us from them? Who protects us from the leftist supremacists? That's the question. Them and their fucking handlers. Who protects us from them? Like, well, who are their handlers? Well, when you look at the very, very top of the fucking food chain, the master of the puppet masters, it's the bankers. The bankers. Yep, the banksters. That's where it all comes from. Yep. Yeah, these banks, what they do is called predatory loaning, where they'll lend a country like shitloads of money for a certain infrastructure or something like that, and they know that this country can't pay back these loans, and it's all done this way on purpose. So when the country defaults on their loans, the bank goes in there, takes up whatever infrastructure or land that they want. That's all part of the fucking fine print in the contracts. Yeah, bankers, they're the ones at the top of the fucking food chain. When you look at the power structure of this planet, the bankers, they're at the very, very top. The president of the United States, he's got nothing on them. He fucking answers to the bankers. You want to know the story of how Gulf War I ended? Well, what happened was, luckily for Saddam Hussein, he took out a shitload of loans from a certain bank, and he built a bunch of infrastructure and shit, including a waterworks and a bunch of other stuff. And what happened was, when we went in there in Gulf War I, we started bombing the holy hell out of all of this infrastructure that Saddam had put in there that he was getting bank loans on. And then one day, old George Herbert Walker Bush got a phone call from a certain banker. And he said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? End this war right now. And like that, within 48 hours, Bush Sr. ended Gulf War I. All from one phone call from a banker. That ought to tell you how fucking powerful these fucking people are. Yeah. Nothing would tickle me more than to see the fucking dollar fall, to be honest. Yeah, I know who and what these fucking people are. Yeah, a lot of people don't know it or understand it, but if you pay taxes, even a little bit of taxes, federal taxes, what the government does is they use that money and they build bullets and bombs and weapons of war, and they murder innocent people with that shit. And whether you understand it or realize it or not, you got a little bit of blood on your hands just by simple virtue of paying your fucking taxes to these people. Yeah, we're called the Great Satan for a reason. It's because we are. But karma is a bitch, and every fucking empire gets its due. And we saw what happened to Rome. It was a slow burn, but Rome eventually fell. It's going to be the same. Unless people understand what is best in life. Do you know what is best in life? Do you know what is best in life? I know what is best in life. If you don't know, I will tell you what is best in life. Listen, motherfucker!
Crushing me as well. dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with the best in life. Crushing enemy's breath. Dancing with the devil in the day. Like day and night. Telling me now what is the place tonight. Crushing enemy's world. Leaving my soul of pain. Crushing enemy's world. Dancing with the devil in the rain. My mind. Crushing enemy's world. Feeling my soul a spark. Crushing enemy's world. Dancing with the devil in the dark. Daddy never take no crap. Daddy with the big dick slap. Daddy with a pimp slap hand. Daddy be a back door man. Yo, what is best in life? Crush your enemies. What is best in life? Crush your enemies. Crush your enemies.
That's right. Boom. Sipping on a little coffee tonight, but we also sipping on a little vodka too, in honor of Russia and Vlad and laying waste that godforsaken nation known as the Ukraine. God bless him. I'm pouring myself a little shot right now. Oh yeah. Ooh. You know what, let's pour another shot. Take a little double shot. Boom. There we go, baby. Big Daddy's drinking a little vodka tonight. Oh yeah. Let's look at the chat here. TA Talks in the house. Linkovich, Chomovsky. Yeah, Conan was pretty based. Yeah, Lord only knows how Conan would be nowadays if they tried to redo it. Conan gets remade. He becomes a trans black Muslim woman in a wheelchair. Get to the wheelchair. Yeah. Yeah, where are we gonna go with this shit? I guess we've hit about the halfway mark. Maybe we'll talk. We'll go ahead and segue into a little bit more lighthearted talk. Maybe we'll talk some Comicsgate. Comicsgate. Yeah, anybody still listening to this point in the game is probably a fan of the old school Big Daddy show where I talked about the independent comic book underground known as Comicsgate. If you don't know what Comicsgate is, it's kind of a movement that sprung up as a knee-jerk reaction to mainstream comics getting woke. Like they turned Captain America into a Nazi. Thor became a teenage cancer-stricken girl. They turned Iron Man into an autistic little black girl. The Hulk became a smiling little Asian kid. Like instead of creating their own original characters, they decided to twist, pervert, and bastardize all of the characters that people used to know and love because they're creatively bankrupt. And it pissed off a lot of people, so a movement was created. It was originally started by a man called Richard C. Meyer, I guess you can say. Ya boy Zach started out with a channel called Diversity in Comics, which later got renamed to Comics Matter with Ya boy Zach. But he created a comic series called Jawbreakers, and it was a failed comic series, and nobody wanted to buy it on Kickstarter. And then after all of this shit popped off with Mark Waid, then he became popular. See, what happened was he got a deal with Antarctic Press to get his Jawbreakers book published. But Mark Waid, industry professional, stepped in and called up Antarctic Press and threatened them, like, hey, if you decide to publish this book, there's gonna be trouble. So Antarctic Press decided to pull the deal and not publish it. Well, anyway, it's illegal. It's called tortious interference. Anyway, what happened was there was a lawsuit, and what ultimately happened was your boy Zach tucked his penis between his legs, he cucked out, and he decided to call it even. Okay, let's just break it off here and go our separate ways, and decide to end the lawsuit without getting his pound of flesh from Mark Waid, like he should have. And in doing so, it completely emasculated him, made him look like a total cuck. But yeah, that was the beginning of the end for your boy Zach as far as his credibility went. But yeah, your boy Zach, Richard C. Meyer, he was basically the founder of the movement of Comicsgate. And ironically enough, Richard, he never really claimed Comicsgate as his own, and he kind of abandoned it, and he only really acknowledged it only when it came to money and shit like that. Basically, just like his children. Yeah, Richard, he's one of these people who fathered 3 different kids from 3 different women and abandoned all of them. It only makes sense that he would abandon the movement that he fathered. Yes. Richard C. Meyer. Anyway, yeah, he recently got exposed as being in bad amateur BDSM cuck porn. Yeah, no joke. Got shot in a San Francisco shoe store. Some bitch was getting railed by a bunch of dudes, and I guess her limp dick master handed off an oar with a dildo on it and said, "Here, grab an oar!" And people started using the oar and started reaming the bitch. This is probably one of the reasons why he never grabbed an oar, because every time he heard the phrase "grab an oar," he's like fucking, he got triggered, and like he remembered that moment when his girl slurped the cum. Yeah, it was on tape. Anybody who saw the Your Boy Zach porn saw that moment where he brought a date there. Like, who the fuck brings a date to a fucking porn set, for one? Yeah, I guess Richard C. Meyer. And the stupid motherfucker wears his Marine Corps fucking sweater. Had he not worn the Marine Corps sweater, he probably could have got away with it and nobody could have recognized him. But yeah, the Marine Corps sweater was basically the fucking watermark that identified him. But yeah, he's there with his date. He cuddles his date, whispers into her ear, and then like that, she looks at him, and then she looks at the bitch getting railed, and all of a sudden like that, she goes in there in slow motion, takes her finger, slurp, gets a big old fucking gob of cum on her finger, and then comes up to her mouth and just like fucking slurps it and eats fucking stranger's cum on a porn set. And afterwards, your boy Zach cuddles her and gives her a little kiss. Like, this is how much of a fucking cuck this guy is. Yeah, your boy Zach. But anyway, yeah, this is a little backstory on the movement known as Comicsgate. Just so that anybody didn't know. Now you know what Comicsgate is. Sprung up as a knee-jerk reaction to woke comics. And now it's comprised of a bunch of ex-industry professionals and their hanger-ons and entourages. Now led by the ex-industry professional from DC and Marvel known as Ethan Van Sciver. Most famous for his run on DC Rebirth, probably. Yeah, he didn't get his contract renewed because he's an insufferable prick, and I guess also because he voted for Trump. And now he's the titular head of Comicsgate. He even owns the trademark and everything. Got done. Well, I guess he's still in the lawsuit with Preston Poulter right now. We'll see how that ends up. But yeah. Now, anyway, Ethan Van Sciver, he just came back from an appearance on the Tim Pool show Old Tim Pool, or Dim Fool, as I call him. I don't know what you're talking about. I really have no idea why people are listening to me. Yeah, me neither, Tim. Yeah. Old Dim Fool. Boy, Ethan, I bet he felt like a rock star going on Old Dim Fool's show. I'm a rock star. Like, no, you're not. Like, Dim Fool is a fucking just. If Dim Fool wasn't Dim Fool, he wouldn't be a thing. Okay. Like, there's a reason why Dim Fool gets to talk about certain things and still retain his monetization. The reason why Dim Fool hasn't been yeeted off of every fucking social media there is. It's because people like Dim Fool are easy to combat, whereas a person like Big Daddy is not easy to combat. Yeah, there's a reason why people call Dim Fool controlled opposition. It's because he is. The best form of controlled opposition is the ones that have no idea that they are controlled opposition. But yeah, old EVS, he thought he was a rock star going on Dim Fool's show. And I guess what happened was he got kind of pissed off because Anna, that Star Wars girl, and Yellow Flush were trolling him in the chat because they don't like Dim Fool. Because Eliza Blue bullshit. Some fucking Ethot called Eliza Blue is on. I don't know, Eliza Blue bullshit. This is some shit that's beyond. I don't even want to know about it. It's Ethot bullshit. Ethot bullshit beyond my pay grade. Let's put it that way. Anyway, there was a thought war of sorts. There were the pro Eliza Blue, the anti Eliza Blue side, and the people that came out on the anti Eliza Blue side lost that war. And Yellow Flush and Anna were on that side. And Dim Fool was on the pro Eliza Blue side, so they don't like Dim Fool. So I guess they were trolling real hard in the chat, and it really pissed off EVS, I guess. Boy, I said this before about Yellow Flush. After he big-timed Ethan and forbid Ethan from ever coming on his show again by not allowing him the Streamyard's link, like he's no longer allowed in their back room or whatever. And then immediately the next day, Yellow Flush demands Ethan give him the link on Ethan's show. Then Yellow Flush gets on Ethan's show and commences to shit up the fucking airways, talking about Picard. I don't talk about Picard. And he's got to know that Ethan doesn't give a shit about Star Trek and doesn't care about that shit. All Yellow Flash is doing is basically like shitting, like fucking just eating an old nasty cabbage and just diarrhea shitting all over Ethan. And Ethan's just taking it, like specks in the mouth and everything. Yeah, with a smile on his face. And I fucking said, the very second Yellow Flush pulled that fucking shit where he decided to throw you under the bus and fucking side with Gary and 86 you from the fucking green room or whatever. The very second after that, like that should have been it. Like anytime Yellow Flush showed his fucking face around the chat or demanded a fucking link or whatever, like Yellow Flush, go fuck yourself. You're not welcome around here, you fucking treacherous piece of shit. And like that, you fucking sever your ties with a piece of shit like that. Yellow Flush saw Ethan as expendable because, well, he's got more subs than Ethan or whatever. No, he judges people based upon their sub count. I actually don't know if Yellow Flush has more subs than Ethan. Does he? I don't know. But he saw a way to get more if he doesn't. And that was going down the FNT route and getting on Gary's good side. Gary, Nerdrotic. Yeah, there's a little schism there. Old EVS called Gary's crew a bunch of zeros one time, and that kind of pissed them all off. So that's how the schism started. It all began with cannabis candies and in a Meckham random chat. I believe that's how it began. But yeah, Yellow Flush, had EVS put his fucking foot down in the beginning, do you think Yellow Flush would have been shitting up Tim Pool's chat trying to make EVS look like shit? No, I think Yellow Flush would have fucking taken the hint. You got to fucking establish dominance. Yeah, Ethan is now submissive to Yellow Flush. Yellow Flush holds dominance over Ethan. And Ethan looks weak. You let a fucking cuck like Yellow Flush hold dominance over you? Like, Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck are you thinking? Yeah, once you look at life in just two prisms, strength and weakness, dominance and submission, good and evil, black and white. There are no shades of gray. Once you look at life and like that in just two prisms, things make perfect fucking sense. And you begin to truly live life. Yeah, he let Yellow Flush shit all over him when he should have just flushed that piece of shit like the piece of shit that he is. But what about Anna? What do you do about Anna when she's getting all uppity like that? Well, what can you do? You could always just fucking rake her over the coals and just tell her the truth. That's what you could do. Like, Anna, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing with all this Ethot nonsense? You let yourself fucking hit the wall. Your best years are behind you. You're on the decline. And now you're fucking wearing the goddamn Vampirella outfit. Like the Vampirella outfit. I mean, goddamn, that'll show you how fucking desperate she is right there. Anna OnlyFans arc when? I was one of the first ones calling this shit. Yeah, we'll see if one of the Big Daddy prophecies ends up coming true. Whether Anna ends up on OnlyFans or not. I mean, why the fuck not? At this point, you're wearing the goddamn Vampirella outfit. You're already gone down that road. You're already doing OnlyFans. You just don't know it yet, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, just do the fucking OnlyFans and get it over with. Throw your simps a bone. While you still got some semblance of your looks left. While your titties haven't fucking hit your knees yet. Just do the fucking OnlyFans and get it over with. Because if you don't do the OnlyFans soon, you're going to end up Kool-Aid manning that shit, smashing straight through the fucking wall, and you're going to end up going straight to Pornhub. That's what's going to happen. You're going to end up hitting the wall so fucking hard, you're going to skip OnlyFans and go straight to Pornhub. That's what's going to happen. Well, you can imagine just how popular the Anna porn will be. When she'll be wearing that fucking vampy outfit, too, when it happens. Jesus Christ. Getting railed by a bunch of black dudes. Yep, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, once you start down that road of ethottery, there's no turning back, and it's a long black road. Long black road, long black road, long black road, long black road, long black road. A lot of long black cock, if you know what I mean. Yep. At some point, Anna is going to fucking leave that stupid loser she's with to go find herself, like all women do. And when women go to find themselves, usually what they do is find themselves on top of a pile of dicks. That's what's going to happen. Straight up in Compton, that's what's going to happen. She's going to find herself in Compton, fucking laying on a pile of dicks. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, we already know she slums it. Remember when she broke down in Compton that one time? It's like, bitch, what are you doing in Compton? What the fuck are you doing in Compton? Looking for black dick. That's what she's doing. Yep. She's all about that ebony gangbang. Sheila Allen taught her well. I have trained you well, my puppy one. Boo-hoo, jigaboo. Yep. You know how it goes. Yeah, what do you do about Anna when she's getting uppity like that? Trying to fucking ruin your game? You trying to fucking expand your business? Like Tim Pool's offering to use his online store to sell your comics and shit like that? Knowing that Indiegogo is yeeting you guys off, and if you try to go to any other platform, you're going to get yeeted off to and shadow banned. Like, Jesus Christ, Tim Pool is basically like remember that whole grab an oar, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally, they're all floating around in the ocean, like, on their own little dinghies and, like, rafts and shit. Like, the Titanic is sunk. And here comes Tim Pool in, like, this fucking rescue boat, basically. And he throws him a fucking whatever EVS, like, yeah, I want to climb on that boat. Yeah, I want to climb on the Tim Pool boat. Like, Anna, you can, go off of the. You can still stay stuck in your Eliza Blue, whatever. But I want. You see, his survival instincts are too strong. He's all about money. That's at the end of the day. I've said this before. The only thing Ethan truly cares about is money. And he sees a guy like Tim Pool, and he sees a potential to sell his fucking comic to Tim Pool's audience, and that's what that's all about. It's all about money in the end. There ain't nothing going on but the money and the power. Yeah, as long as he's got the most money, he's got the power. Although, when you look at Eric July, he makes a lot more money than Ethan. Well, off of ESOM #1, he did at least. We'll see how much ESOM #2 makes. Yeah, looks like Eric July, he's the new Grand Poobah in that sphere. I'm not officially Comicsgate, motherfucker. I'm doing my own shit. Oh, ass cracker. Yeah. But if he keeps hanging around Ethan, though, Ethan's the stench of Comicsgate is going to permanently stick to Eric, and next thing you know, his payment processors are all going to get pulled, and next thing you know, he's going to be yeeted all over the place, and yeah, we'll see. Like, he's part of a hate group. He's a racist. I'm black, motherfucker. How am I racist? You fucking hoe ass cracker. Slap your nuts on the table. Yeah, you know how it goes. Yeah, but how do you keep an ethot like Anna in line? Well, you can go to her manager, Cecil. Like, Cecil, you need to handle your bitch. Fucking, she's trying to ruin my business. Fucking slap that bitch around, if you know what I mean. Handle that shit. So Cecil gets her on blast. Like, Anna, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, fuck you, Cecil, you faggot. Fucking faggot. I told you, Anna has no respect for Cecil. Ever since that time in the club when Cecil saw her get her crotch grabbed and he didn't do nothing about it, that was the moment she lost all semblance of respect for Cecil, as well as her man and Yellow Flush. Yeah. Fucking Anna. Stupid fucking Ethot. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she started down that long black road of becoming an Ethot. Now look at her. She's wearing the fucking Vampirella outfit. She's already doing the OnlyFans. She just doesn't know it yet. Just do the OnlyFans and get it over with, Anna. Your simps have been loyal for so many years. Just throw them a bone. Why you still got some semblance of your looks left? Why your titties haven't fucking hit your knees? Do the OnlyFans. Yeah, she actually can still fill out that vampy outfit pretty well. We'll see for how long, though. As long as the Photoshop holds up. As long as the Photoshop holds up. Yeah. Yeah, one thing you could do is what I got to do is put up my old video again. What I would do if I was Anna's pimp, that video. And what you need to do is, like, Anna, here, and give her the link to that video. Watch this fucking shit, bitch. You need to learn and understand. You need to learn. You need to learn from the master. Listen to the words of the Father. Listen every single word he says. Because when the right time come along, you've got no one to blame but yourselves. Got no one to blame but yourselves. Yeah, Anna, you allowed Peaches to use up the best years of your life. For what? Babysitting his fucking kid? Shit. Yeah, a lot of women don't understand. Like, when they're still young and fertile, that's the time to lock down a quality man and start your family. Because if you wait too long and you start your family post-wall, well, you get more higher chance for geriatric pregnancy. That's why the autism rate's on the fucking rise. You want to fucking flip the coin on having an autistic child? You want to fucking do that shit? Go ahead. Wait until you're in your 30s until you decide to have your family. Go ahead, do it. See what happens. Like, was it really worth it? Like, the health of your future children? Was it really worth it to babysit Peaches as kid and sit around and make stupid Star Wars videos? Was it worth it? Wasting the best of years of your life doing that shit? And once you got in the twilight of your fucking 20s, you decided to become an Ethot? Really? Jesus Christ. I would have more respect for you, Anna, if you decided to just do the OnlyFans. Fuck, I would have more respect for you if you just decided to start doing porn at this point in the game. Because that's basically what you're doing. When you wear the fucking vampy outfit like that, you're doing the OnlyFans. You just don't fucking know it or understand it yet. Long black road, long black road, long black road. Yep. That's what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta set these Ethots straight. Straight. If you can't just bitch slap them in real life, you gotta bitch slap them metaphorically online. The best way to do that, bitch slap them with Big Daddy. That's the way you do it. Nobody can roast these pieces of shit like me. Nobody. Nobody. Yep. Yeah, Anna, at some point, she's going to wake up and realize old Peaches fucking wasted the best years of her life. She fucking basically was a prisoner to that fucking worthless beta cuck. And she's going to hold a lot of resentment for him. And she's going to leave him at some point. And then she's going to go find herself on top of a pile of dicks. Black dicks. Yep. In Compton. Write it down and write it die. The quatrain has been made. Yes. Anybody who knows Big Daddy knows I'm usually batting about 300 when it comes to this kind of shit. Yeah, long black road. She was slumming it in Compton for a reason. She was looking for black dick. Yep. Just like her sister. No, not the one that yeeted herself, the other one. The one that punched her in the face. The one who's way, way hotter. Her younger one. Yeah, I forget her name. Yeah, but anybody doesn't know Anna, she's got a younger sister who's way hotter than Anna. God, she's way hotter. Yeah. Anna wishes she was as hot as her younger sister. Let's see Anna's younger sister throw on the vampy outfit. That's what she should do. Put Anna to shame. Like, this is how you fucking wear this shit, bitch. Yeah, I guess Anna's younger sister got into a fight with her and punched her so hard that she took off her lipstick, and she showed a picture on Twitter of her fist with Anna's lipstick all over her knuckles, and said that she hit her sister so hard she managed to take off her trashy lipstick. No fucking joke. Yeah, Anna's younger sister hates her. Yeah, I bet Anna ended up banging one of her black boyfriends. That's probably why. It's the impetus behind it all. You know how these bitches are. California love. Yeah, fucking Comicsgate. There's a lot of old people in Comicsgate, like boomers and Gen Xers, and a lot of them have health problems, diabetes. Fucking a lot of them got the coof. A lot of them fucking got that coof jab and got all fucked up. But there's a new phenomenon that's been happening in CG, I've noticed, and there's like this whole subsect of people who have been like yeeting and just dying of natural causes, like from just the way people do, like diabetes or cancer or old age or the coof or the jab or whatever. And what happens is they end up ordering these Comicsgate books, and they never end up getting the book, and they end up dying. And then you see their obituary, and you find out that they never end up receiving their books. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is a whole phenomenon happened there in that in Comicsgate. People dying before they're getting their books. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen when they die and don't get their books, and the book finally gets around to fulfilling a year or two after they're already dead, and their next of kin gets it in the mail, or whoever ends up living there. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, that's Comicsgate for you. They're really really late with their books. Really really late. Yeah, John Malin came out here recently and made a tweet saying that you should be able to do at least 3 pages a week. Blah, blah, blah. Like 3 pages a week? Jesus Christ, that's a little optimistic. If these motherfuckers were just simply capable of doing 1 page a week, just 1 page a week, your average Comicsgate book would be done in just 1 year. Because your average Comicsgate book is only 48 fucking pages. Yeah, only in the realm of Comicsgate is a 48-page book considered a graphic novel. But yeah, if they could just do 1 page a week, they could do a 48-page graphic novel every year. Like that. Nothing. But no. Yeah, these motherfuckers wish they could do three pages a week. Yeah, that's more like a manga artist. Well, a low-level manga artist. Like a true Japanese mangaka, they fucking crank out 16-page chapters every fucking week. You imagine a comic skater cranking out 16 pages a week? Jesus Christ. You take one of them and like spike one of their fucking Geratols with a bunch of methamphetamines. Like, how about you? Ah! Fucking crank out fucking several pages in 2 days. There you go. Yeah, people are dying all over the place before they're getting their books. It's kind of funny. Well, not funny, but I mean, people die. It's part of natural. It's part of life. People die. It's just funny. These books are so fucking late that people are fucking kicking the bucket before they even get the book. Yeah. Yeah, I saw another there was a fucking poll on Twitter. One of these comic skaters was running a poll asking if there are anybody within Comicsgate that are considered untouchable, meaning that you can't criticize them. You know, people that are beyond criticism. Like if you criticize these like nobody will even dare speak out against these people, or else, you know, there will be consequences, basically. That you'll be considered anti-rah, and then you'll get fucking 86 from the movement. Yeah, I don't know if the results of that poll came in yet, but I'm sure we're going to see that yes, there are untouchables in CG. There are untouchables in CG, yes. I got to really thinking about it, and there really isn't that many, but there are a small handful. And I distilled it down to 3. There are 3 untouchables in CG. People that you cannot criticize. I mean, if you even talk a little bit of shit about any of these people, like that, you're going to get slapped with that label, anti-CG. And that's basically the end of you. You want to know who the untouchables are in CG, in Big Daddy's eyes? There's 3 of them. I've counted. There's 3 untouchables. You want to know who the 3 untouchables are? Go ahead and write it in the chat if you want to guess who the 3 untouchables are. The ones that you simply cannot criticize or say anything negative about, or else you're going to be like that, branded with the scarlet letter, anti-CG. The untouchables. Obviously, Ethan is number 1. He's the first untouchable. That just goes without saying. So that's 1 down. That leaves 2 left. Who are the other 2 untouchables within the movement? You would obviously think, well, John Malin, Shane Davis. Like, no, I wouldn't think about that. I remember John Malin, the chat criticized him pretty heavily when he spoke out against Anna and her Eliza Blue nonsense. Shane Davis, they're comic skaters. They were kind of cucked about it, but they spoke out against him when he got drunk and did his fucking his asshole tirade and shit and showed his ass. Yeah, so so it's not John Malin and it's not Shane Davis. They're not untouchables. So who are the other untouchables besides Ethan? Cecil. That's one. Cecil, he's an untouchable. Like if you criticize Cecil or talk shit about him or say anything like that, like people don't like that. Like for some reason, you talk shit about Comicsgate's mascot, they don't like that shit. Like literally, this guy's the biggest piece of fucking shit in the movement too. Like got the single latest book. He grifted the most amount of money off of these fuckers, off of the latest book. Has anybody even got that fucking book yet? I know he said he was going to be fucking shipping it out or whatever. But yeah, literally this piece of fucking shit lied about everything. I mean, everything. His entire backstory was a fucking lie. Who knows if he's telling the truth now? I mean, the guy could be a fucking member of NAMBLA for all we fucking know. I mean, literally everything about this guy has been a fucking lie. Turns out he was married the whole fucking time. Probably sleeping on his old lady's couch. His quote-unquote sister was probably his wife. Like she kicked him out of the bedroom, so he's probably sleeping on the couch, going through a fucking divorce, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time he's acting as Anna's manager, trying to fucking simp on her too, like a fucking pathetic piece of shit. Literally everything this fucking guy has ever been about is a fucking lie. Still hasn't delivered his book either. But if you talk a little shit about him or calling out on his fucking shit, you're going to be considered the bad guy. You're going to be considered anti-CG. Yep. Cecil is an untouchable. I mean, you could talk a little whatever, but it's all done in jest. Oh, a cash grab. Yeah, we're never going to see the book, just like you said, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the type of shit talking you'll see about Cecil. And those same people will still buy cash grab too if he ever fucking launches it. Yeah, so those are two untouchables, Ethan and Cecil. That leaves one left. Who's the other one? It's John. That's who it is. John Malin? No, not John Malin. John Della Rose. That's it. John Della Rose, Cecil, and Ethan. Those are the three untouchables. Yep. John Della Rose. This fucking piece of shit. Literally, if you say anything negative about Ethan's pet manlet, the fucking jackals will come after you. No fucking joke. Like literally, think about it this way. If Shane Davis or John Malin or Graham Nolan or any of those guys were caught LARPing around as a female on Twitter, like they would have made fun of that motherfucker and they would have fucking talked about it on CG Kings and shit. Now, John Della Rose, no, oh hell no. You don't say anything negative about the pet manlet. Oh, fuck no. Like there's an air of fear that surrounds the manlet. Like if you talk a little bit of shit about him or say anything negative at all, like that, anti-CG. Yeah, those are the untouchables. Yeah, Mandy, I heard people criticize her about the Gem-Shock thing. There was some people in CG. There wasn't much, but there was a few. Yeah, those are the untouchables. Cecil, John, and Ethan. Now, we all know why Ethan is an untouchable, because he's the leader of the movement and he's the Caesar or whatever. But why is Cecil and John the fucking other two untouchables? Literally, these guys exude sleaze out of every fucking fiber of their being. It's because they're Ethan's pets, that's why. That's why they're untouchables, because they're Ethan's pets. Yep. That ought to tell you everything you need to know about the nature of that fucking movement. Nepotism from top to bottom. Just backstabby and nepotistic. Just a bunch of fucking trash is what it is. Fucking Comicsgate. Now they're considered a hate group by the mainstream. But hey, maybe they can cling to Tim Pool's coattails and ride that shit to success. We'll see how that fucking goes. Oh, Dim Fool had no fucking clue what Comicsgate was either. He had no fucking clue what it was. I remember him talking about wanting to get a web series started and wanting to have a chapter come out every week or whatever. And if not every week, maybe every 2 weeks. Like, these motherfuckers can't do books in years. Like, it literally takes them 3 years or more to do a fucking book. And Tim Pool's talking about getting a web series started. They don't even do web fucking whatever anyway. It's all physical fucking paper, whatever. If these motherfuckers actually had PDFs, maybe I would buy one and actually fucking review that shit. Give them real fucking reviews. Yeah, they don't even care about these fucking comics either, because if they did, like, I guarantee you somebody would have taken Cyberfrog and they would have scanned that shit to the internet by now, and that way people could review that shit. But nobody cares about the shit. No. Yeah, it's all it's the paper version of Old Man Boomer Bathwater is what it is. That's what all of these Comicsgate books are. It's all a cult of personality that centers around F-list e-celebrities. That's what the fucking shit is. All of the excitement centers around the launch of the campaign. Look at how much money we make. Look at the money. There's never any excitement around when the books actually get to the hands of the backers, because nobody fucking gives a shit by that point, because it's years down the road, and many of them are fucking dead. That's reality. And that's the bottom line, because Big Daddy said so. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see what's going on with chat here. See what's going on with the chat. Long black road. 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 Who is this Samantha person? Probably some CG I'm unaware of. Oh, is her cam whore name? Is that what it is? Yeah, only Big Daddy can pull the best out of Sheila. Anybody didn't see her? Sheila Allen actually came on the show last week, along with Chrissy Mayer. Even Troon John Delarose made an appearance. Yeah, the Simpcast edition. Check that one out if you haven't. Oh, I hear Finatra, they got a GoFundMe going on to get him a new guitar. I didn't know Finatra played guitar. We got Mr. Dongs in the chat. Zach will be there with his oar. Grab an oar! Clear Comicsgate. Long Black Road. Yeah, Dark Gift, his book, shit. It was supposed to come out in December, wasn't it? Yeah, Dark Gift, he's got a fucking late-ass book, too. James Hayes, oh yeah, he's one of these dudes that died. One of the Comicsgate fucking people that got books and was waiting and ended up dying while waiting for the book. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the back books. Get returned to sender. Resold on eBay. Yeah, Dark Gift, I think he might have jumped the gun on becoming a publisher. Like, it's like, first of all, get your own book out there and publish your own book first before you start publishing other people's books. Can you imagine being so desperate for clout that you would get published under Dark Gift? Only a fucking Troon that would have been fucked by Linkara would actually do such a thing. And maybe Doc Blaylock. Is Pops Van Zant being published by Dark Gift too? Does anybody know? Maybe he could do a fucking comic about his dog, like the new Old Yeller of its time. But instead of taking Old Yeller behind the back and putting him down, he instead the dog interrupts him on his live stream, so he just like beats the dog to death on a live stream. Like that becomes like the new CG version of Old Yeller, starring Pops Van Zant. Yeah, Mr. Dongs. I've said this before. Like John Malin, he's got the most solid business plan of all the people in Comicsgate. He delivers on time. He outsources the work to other artists. He's developing an actual series with continuity and all that shit. But all of his campaigns always lose money and shit. It just goes to show how it's done in Comicsgate. Literally, you fail upwards within the movement. Like the shittier your business model is, the more you fucking are lifted up within the movement, basically. And JDA is not untouchable. I've banned his ass off 3 channels so far. Yeah, that's what Hargrave says. But you're not considered Comicsgate. I'm talking about within the Comicsgate community, like within all of those fucking CG tards and all that shit. Then we'll get Clout, or his channel will die trying. He's the Cloutlander. There can be only one. Oz and his video game. I wonder how that's going. I wonder if Oz actually thought he was going to make money and grift off of Comicsgaters with that video game. It's got the word Comicsgate on it, and there's Mr. Dongs. It's only $10. Buy it. No, nobody gonna buy that trash. I'd be surprised if he had 10 people buy that fucking shit. The Cloutlander 2. The Cuckening. Did you like the idea of Dong Collector? Vinhatra asks Mr. Dongs. And Mr. Dongs replies, I'm doing my part for the Oz show. It's been a while since I saw Oz. Last time I saw him, he was like trying to lampoon Liam and shit, and it left a real bad taste in my mouth. I haven't checked out his channel since. Grab a whore! Grab a whore! Declare Comicsgate! Some good coffee right there. Oh yeah, James Hayes. I bet he was one of Vic King's most loyal customers. How's Vic going to pay his rent now? Hey, I don't have to encourage Dark Gift as raw. Like I think, like I've said this before, I think that he thought he could use Preston's old lady as some sort of a marketing gimmick, and I think he thought that he was going to make 20, 30, 40 grand off of that stupid book, and when it didn't make what he thought it was going to make, he completely lost interest in the whole thing, and that's why it hasn't been released yet. He probably does 1 page a month, I bet. The 11 pages that he released here recently are probably all that's done of the whole fucking thing. I wouldn't be in the least bit surprised. Yeah, and the reality is Griff should just refund his backers and be like, guys, I bit off more than I can chew. Like, this is just too much. I can't do this. think I've gone through all the chat here. Yeah. Old Comicsgaters, these fucking people doing their books. I'm doing a book too. I should have been done by now, but I've said this before. One of the hardest parts about doing a comic, as far as like if you're writing it and all that shit, is artist management. That's the fucking hardest part. Artist management. Still trying to get that down. Yeah, Malin was talking about, I need 3 pages a week. Blah, blah, blah. My artist, his output's kind of, well, he turns out in about a page a week. At least progress is being made. But yeah, got towards the end, getting ready to do a one-shot, turn that into various Japanese publishers. Maybe I'll get into one of those. I've said this before. You aim for the stars, and if you miss, you might hit the moon somewhere in between. Better than aiming for a pile of cow shit and actually hitting it in the form of being a Comicsgater. But yeah, I've also done some amateur film stuff, making amateur movies and shit like that. And what I've come to realize is making a comic, it's a lot like directing a film, only the paper version. And once you get done directing a film, you get towards the end, and you do the editing process, and sometimes you have to do reshoots, strategic reshoots to go in and pad out certain areas, whatever. Like everybody who's ever done film knows about the reshoots. And right here, I've got to the point where we're doing the quote-unquote reshoots, but in the comic form, which means I have the artist go back and plug in certain pages and shit like that. Pad things out a little bit more. Certain scenes that I've decided to completely cut, get rid of, and certain scenes I've decided to add, shit like that. In the same way you direct a film. Same idea, same concept. You know, there was one entire section I decided to just completely axe an entire storyline. And then one storyline I decided to move it forward and bring it into the first chapter. And in doing so, it kind of changed the dynamic and makeup of things and actually made it way better. Yeah, you learn a lot when you do that kind of shit. And when you make an amateur film, it helps a lot when you start doing comics too, because you see how all the things are related in certain ways. Yeah, a lot of these Comicsgaters, they're not very professional, and I don't think they understand the process behind it all. Like a guy called Cal Jameson, who did his Shinobi Sasquatch book. Like he completely fucked up and dropped the ball by paying his artist Rob Willis all the money up front, which took away all of Rob Willis's incentive to actually do the work. Sometimes you got to dangle the fucking money in front of him like a carrot with a donkey. Like with my artist, I usually pay him between 5 to 10 pages at a time. You never, a lot of times, like, oh, wait till they do the work first and then pay them the money. But I don't really operate that way. I like to give you the money and then you fucking give me the work. That's the way it goes. Because if you get paid the money, you have money on hand, it seems like it incentivizes you to actually do a good job and keep that job going, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Cal Jameson fucked up by paying Rob Willis all of his money up front. And now he doesn't have enough money to fucking finish the comic, and whoever bought that fucking book, Shinobi Sasquatch, they're going to be dead before that fucking book ever comes out. They're going to die of old age. Yeah, Rob Willis literally does like 5 pages a year. Like that's his pace. Yeah, a lot of these fucking books in Comicsgate are like that. Late as fuck, will probably never see the light of day. People will end up dying before they get the fucking book. Yep. The only question is, will Pops Van Zant release his Old Yeller style book about murdering his dog? That's the question. We'll see. Yeah, I think Pops Van Zant's dog, the one that he infamously beat, actually ended up dying. Whether or not it ended up dying from all of the beatings is yet to be decided. The only way you can decide that, I guess, is with an autopsy. Yep. Yeah. I was watching some Mike S. Miller here recently, Blacklist Universe. Yeah, I heard Liam was on his show. Art Bell said something in one of my comment sections, saying Liam was on Mike's show. Like, Liam was on Mike's show? I remember Liam had struck Mike's show once a long, long time ago, but then I remember Mike had forgiven him or whatever. And I tried watching some of that show, and boy, you talk about some boring shit. Talking about Dean Cain and this, and that. They were trying to do like a Mad Libs type thing. By the time I finally got to Liam, it was just like, fuck, this shit's so boring. I can't take this anymore, and I turned it off. Boy, speaking of Liam, I saw one of his streams here. He just did. You could hear his kids crying in the background, and like Liam, he's all frustrated, like, oh man, poor guy. Yeah. Yeah, speaking of Mike S. Miller, I remember he was doing that comic Bit Boy. And I guess what happened with Bit Boy was it ended up turning into NFTs, I guess. And it's on OpenSea. You go on OpenSea and get the Bit Boy NFTs, I guess. Yeah, Mike S. Miller, he was one of those dudes all into crypto. Boy, I bet he's happy that the Bitcoin is going up. Yeah, I've said this before earlier in the show. The dollar has gone to shit. Fucking, there are countries all over the globe are ditching the dollar. It's going to be a domino effect. One by one, countries are going to start ditching the dollar. And if you haven't bought gold and silver or land or bullets or guns or shit like that increase in value, get crypto. That's my advice there. Before it becomes too expensive. You don't have to just buy Bitcoin either. There's other cryptos. Ethereum, Dogecoin, all that shit. Almost anything is better than fucking the dollar right now. And you can get Monopoly money. Fucking Monopoly money is worth more than the goddamn dollar at this point. Shit. Yeah. It's only going to be a matter of time till these comic book artists are all replaced by AI. Within the year, I'm guessing within the year, there's going to be some AI art program come out to the point where it can straight up just do a comic without, I mean, like where you can just like tell it exactly what you want and it'll keep consistent pictures and like you don't got to do a whole shitload of editing in a third-party program. No, it'll fucking literally create a comic for you just by the words you type in. It's going to get to that point. And once that happens, it's over for artists. They're going to become obsolete. Yep. But AI, it's replacing not just artists, but it's replacing a lot of jobs out there. And once they build these fucking robots, I mean, I've already seen them, Tesla, and oh no, it's Elon Musk. He's the one spearheading this shit. Those fucking robots. They look like something out of that fucking Will Smith movie, I, Robot. Once they have those things online, they're going to replace all of the grunt workers. Any sort of anything digital is going to be replaced by AI. Yeah, pretty soon Skynet's going to fucking take over. But what is it all leading to? There's always something behind it all. And I have a feeling that what they ultimately want to do is take away our anonymity. They've already like getting ready to introduce laws that will take away your ability to have a VPN, like throw you in jail for having VPNs. They want to know exactly who's out there saying what, because they think if they strip you of your anonymity, it'll prevent you from from just saying what you want to say, because then you'll be canceled. Like, we know who you are. Now we'll come for your job and cancel you. These fucking pieces of shit. Whenever they enact a psyop, there's always multiple objectives to be had. And now that this AI is being put out there, we know that there's multiple objectives that they're trying to achieve with this. Yeah, anybody who doesn't know how these fuckers operate knows that the technology that they have now, that we're just now seeing, they've had this technology for at least 30 years, maybe more. Yeah, all of this AI technology we're seeing now, they've had this shit for a while. Yeah, you're seeing deep fakes. You go to 11labs.com. You create a deep fake. All you need is a small sample of somebody's voice, and you could literally have this person do an entire fake conversation. You could have President Trump get in there, say whatever you want, Biden, whatever. This is in addition to just normal people. Now, if we had this technology 20, 30 years ago, well, I've said this before about 9/11, about how it was all a ruse, an inside job. Remember the quote-unquote phone calls from the passengers? First of all, like, was cell phone technology that advanced back then to where you can make phone calls from that high in the air? But what I'm trying to say is, like, the phone calls from 9/11, you can't trust them. Yeah, we've had this deep fake technology for a while, and it's all leading somewhere for a reason. I'll go ahead and let these little animated people explain it better.
Raiden, are you having fun playing with the new AI toys?
Well, yeah, I am. You can make pictures of cute anime girls and...
Enjoy it while it lasts, Raiden.
What do you mean?
Did you really think that civilians would be granted unrestricted access to such powerful military weapons forever?
Military weapons? Are you implying that this technology was created by the government?
Of course it was. This AI technology has been used by the intelligence agencies to warp the public's perception of reality for years. All in the name of national security, of course.
But why would they suddenly make the tech public and let everyone start using it?
Why would we indeed, Raiden?
What? What in the hell are you?
Your question is irrelevant. By creating a new problem, we can cultivate a desired reaction to it in order to manufacture consent for our preferred solutions. In short, it's justification for a war.
A war? On who or what?
A war on misinformation. By arming the public with these AI weapons, everyone becomes a potential enemy combatant. Then we will have justification for unprecedented security measures. It all comes down to confusion and identity, Raiden.
Identity?
Identity. This AI technology is Pandora's box. Pretty soon the internet will be mired in total illusion. Perfect AI speech, audio, and video synthesis will drown out reality. Then AI bots will flood social media. No one will be able to tell the difference between interacting with an AI machine or a real human online. Even telephone calls will become totally untrustworthy. That is when we will present our solution. Mandatory digital identity verification for all humans at all times. The only way to ensure that you're dealing with a real flesh and blood human being and not an AI-generated mirage.
But why?
Total information control. For too long, the internet has acted as a double-edged sword. Its potential for anonymous user activity allows anyone at all to spread any thoughts, ideas, or information patterns that they please with impunity. State secrets, dangerous ideas, ludicrous conspiracy theories, misinformation, and disinformation. Until now, there has been no easy solution to this problem. Our digital identity platform will finally put an end to anonymity online. It will allow us to trace misinformation and other dangerous communications to its source and exact appropriate justice.
That's crap! I won't go along with it, and others will resist.
You won't have a choice, Raiden. Do you think your bank is willing to risk doing business with an artificial human instead of a real one? Our digital identity platform will be required not only to access web services, but to pay for your internet connection in the first place.
You can't just censor the entire internet because of a new software technology. Who are you to define what's misinformation anyways?
That sounds like something a misinformation terrorist would say.
I know about the deep fakes you've been making of me, Raiden.
What? No. I was just adjusting the AI settings and...
Controlling the output of generative AI technology is simple. We will create context for its use. First, we will censor any use related to social taboos. Then we will censor anything else that we desire. If anyone complains, we will accuse them of wanting to engage in or promote social taboos.
That's what it means to create context.
We will corral the use of AI by making appeals to bias, ethics, and copyright laws. You will still have access to generative AI in some form, but it will be crippled, limited, controlled, and it will be monitored. Anything that you generate will be cryptographically signed with your digital ID, so that its provenance can be ascertained if it's later deemed to be problematic.
What gives you the right to control what people can do with their computers?
The public at large will give us that right, because they will be desperate for a solution to the problem we created. They will eagerly give us the keys to the castle. Then, we alone will define what is fiction and what is reality, what is human and what is machine. After letting you get a brief taste of our power, we will reclaim our monopoly on misinformation and put an end to misuse of the internet once and for all.
You won't get away with this.
It is probable that we will. Now get back to work generating your precious AI waifus, Raiden, our beloved prompters. Enjoy yourselves.
Snake, wake up! It's an emergency. Rose knows about the deepfakes. Snake! Snake! I guess he stayed up late AI catfishing again.
Yeah. This AI shit's gonna open a whole new wave of catfishers too. I can only imagine what Geeky Pixie Jared is doing right now. Yikes. Yeah, but he's catfishing some motherfuckers. I guarantee you. Lolly, Catboy, fucking roleplay, the whole goddamn nine. Send style. Yeah. Troons! What can you do? Let's get that 50% to 100%. That's what we can do. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, my friend. You know what? Let's drink a little bit more vodka. We're almost at that 2-hour mark. Whenever the videos hit 2 hours, they buffer quicker and they make it to market faster. Oh yeah. One little shot. Nah, let's make it a double shot. Oh yeah. In honor of Russia, may you destroy the Ukraine and turn it into a fucking smoking crater. Yeah, I had a big old meal before I started the fucking stream. My stomach was so full. I felt like a Bakhmut street dog. Chicka chicka. Yeah. Fuck, where are we going with this? Yeah, I hear that the Chinese are breeding, or they're going to make super soldiers. Have you heard about this one? They figured out a way to strengthen the human genome to make humans immune to radiation. The perfect super soldier that will survive nuclear fallout. This is what their objective was, and they accomplished this by taking the DNA of the water bear and crossing it with that of human. If you don't know what a water bear is, it's a tiny little organism that's smaller than a millimeter. But if you look at it under a microscope, it looks like a little 8-legged pig creature with a little mouth, and it's got 8 legs, and on each leg there's little claws. But I guess these water bears, they're so fucking tough. They could survive the bottom of the ocean floor. They can survive in boiling water. They could survive in the vacuum of space. But it's really tough, whatever this fucking thing is. And they decided to take some of that DNA and splice it in with the human DNA, CRISPR genetic shit, to create the perfect super soldier that can survive nuclear fallout. Yep. It's only a matter of time till the artificial womb tech gets to the point where they can mass produce it. And they start using the CRISPR genetics and fucking creating armies of super soldiers. If not super soldiers, they're going to have to create humans to replace their citizenry. Not just China, but all of the Western nations that are experiencing population decline because they're in their death phase because of behavioral sync. All of the women lost their paternal instincts. Nobody's having families anymore. It's all just single mother bullshit. Yep. It's only a matter of time. Welcome to the brave new clown world, comrade. Yep, the family unit is going to be something of the past. That's one of their fucking objectives. You erase the family unit, get that out of the picture, the government has full fucking control, cradle to the fucking grave. Yep. Yeah, a lot of you may be thinking though, but this reality we're living in, like it's if it's bad in this reality, maybe in the next life we'll have it better. Yeah, maybe you will. Or it could be worse. You could be an American right now and be a black man in one of these hood communities, hanging out on the porch, drinking a 40, smoking a fat blunt, talking about how the man got you down, about how bad you got life. Just come back from the store using your EBT card, you got a bunch of potato chips and grape soda. Man, the white man got me down, man. It could be worse. You could be reborn in Africa. Yep. Sitting in a village, covered in mosquitoes, missing one of your limbs because a fucking militia came by a couple days ago. In addition to a big old fucking chunk taken out of your side from a gorilla, and that bite is now festering. You got a big old swollen belly, not because you got food in the belly, because you have no food and your belly's swollen. That's what happens when you have no food. You get that big old swollen belly. And then the UN comes and they fucking they kidnap you and they start trafficking you. And then they harvest your organs. Yeah. It could be worse. It could be fucking worse. You could be in Africa. You could be in fucking Africa. Yeah, a lot of these black people in America, this is why I have no respect for the black people in America that complain about their life. Like, what would you rather be? A person that never had your ancestors taken and brought over back in the day and be an African living in the savannah in one of these jungles in one of these fucking banana republics? Or would you rather be hanging out on the fucking porch, sipping a 40, smoking a blunt, getting ready to go in the house and eat some potato chips for dinner? What would you rather have? Exactly. Fucking exactly. The black people in America should get on their fucking hands and knees and thank fucking God that their ancestors were taken as slaves and brought over here because it gave them the fucking opportunity to hang out on their porch, sip 40s and smoke blunts, eat potato chips and drink grape soda, rather than living in the fucking Congo, having to fight gorillas and cannibals and child soldiers and malaria and AIDS and all of the other fucking baggage that comes with being an African. That's just some parts of Africa. I'm sure there are some parts that are okay. You go to some parts that are more based and a little bit more civilized. I just imagine your average African. You have no idea how it is you're living in here in my country. You are a racist. You are a racist. I wouldn't be surprised if I got some audience members from Africa. Believe it or not, the majority of the Big Daddy audience is a foreign audience. Like the American audience is actually my lowest audience. I'm actually really popular in Germany, believe it or not. Ironically enough. Yeah, of all the shit I've ever said, nobody's ever fucking called me a Nazi. Ironically enough. Yeah, I wish somebody would call me a fucking Nazi. I wish he'd call me a Nazi. Yeah, one of the greatest compliments I ever received was, I believe it was Jack Stafford, actually. It was an offhanded remark in one of the chats saying that I reminded him of Hitler. I'm like, yes, there it is. That's what I'm trying to go for. The English-speaking version of Hitler. That's what I've been trying to go for. Finally, somebody understands what I'm trying to go for. Yeah. I keyed. Obviously, I keyed. The YouTube is transcribing every fucking word I'm saying. Yeah, you could just imagine if they decide to ever fucking pull some shit and like stage a false flag in my name and fucking full Ted Kaczynski my ass, or fucking Unabomber my ass. Yeah, Ted Kaczynski, he was the Unabomber. Was he? Oh yeah. Yeah, they decided to fucking set me up with a false flag. And they're like, where's his manifesto? Where's the manifesto? Let's see the fucking manifesto. And what they do is they go through all of my fucking channels and all of my shows, and they transcribe all of my fucking shows. They get the transcripts and they put it in book form. Like, here's the manifesto. And it turns out it's like 37 fucking volumes worth of material. Like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got a manifesto and a half. And they start pouring through it. Like, holy shit, this guy makes Ted Kaczynski look like a fucking Sesame Street character. Jesus Christ, how did we not fucking catch this guy? Yeah, I can just imagine. Yeah, they'd have a patsy and a half if they wanted to set my ass up. Look at the manifesto. All of the transcripts are on the show. He literally said that he wanted to blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. But I speak truth to wokeness. Yes, that's what I do. I'm a man who understands what is best in life. And I know that feminism is a mental disorder, much like liberalism and the left. Yes. Liberal privilege is real. The leftist supremacist movement is real. Make no mistake. To deny it is to deny reality and to expose yourself as a brain-dead cuckold. Oh yeah, I got a cotton mouth going. Damn, I got to get a drink of water here. Fuck, we hit the 2-hour mark. Fuck, maybe we'll end the show. I'm starting to get a little loose. I told myself a long time ago I'm never gonna get too drunk again. A true samurai never gets too drunk. A true gambler knows when to hold him, knows when to fold him, knows when to walk away, and knows when to run. Looks like we got Keely Chow in the chat. Welcome. Yeah, for a Big Daddy show, this has actually been, well, shit, anytime I have 8 listeners or more listening to the fucking live stream at any one time, that's when you know it's fucking, we've got a full house. Let's put it that way. Anytime I get more than 3 fucking people in the chat, that's when you know the fucking show's been lit. Yep. Now, a lot of times some of my best material comes when I'm full freestyling and full improv. And most of the time that happens whenever I'm going through the chat and I've got something to play off of. So yeah, feel free to just say whatever you want in the chat, because I might be able to play off of it and go into a 10, 15, 20-minute rant. You never know. You never fucking know. Yeah, we've reached that point, though, where the show will now buffer and make it to fucking market real quick. So now we're basically in no man's land. We can end the show right now, or we can go on another hour or 2 or 3 more. Big Daddy Show Phase 5. I told myself I'm not going to have my live streams ever go more than 3 hours. 3.5 maybe. 3 hours and 59 minutes maybe, but never 4 hours. Never 4 hours. I'm not going full Big Daddy Show Phase 4, where I was doing those 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour live streams. No. Never again. I've got all those shows, and I can go back and clip those shows for good material. A lot of times I'll go back and my old live performances where I was doing my singing, and I'll lace a beat fucking use them for intros, interludes, outros, that kind of shit. Yeah. Big Daddy Show Phase 5 will all be recycled for Phase 6, I'm sure. When I'm wearing a different colored suit. I'm trying to figure out what color I'm going to switch to next. Thinking maybe green. Yeah, I remember when I made the transition from blue to black. Blue on black, ice over water, no dead man's touch. Whisper or scream, boy, it doesn't mean a thing. Won't bring you back like blue on black. Or something like that. I remember old Dark Gift used to sing that song quite a bit, Blue on Black. You see, after the early 2000s, I stopped listening to music. I fucking just completely like divorced myself from not just music, but from pop culture in general. And the first time I ever heard that song, Blue on Black or whatever, it was Dark Gift singing it. And I went to look on YouTube to hear the real version of it. And I was so used to the Dark Gift version, I'm like, fuck, the Dark Gift version sounds better than the real version. And I got to thinking, you know what? If I truly fucking applied myself, I bet I could fucking kill this song and do it better than the original version. One of these days, I'll do it. One of these days. Like, I don't know the full lyrics to the song. But normally with Big Daddy, like, I'm one of those types of dudes where you look back at the history of music, and you look at the musician known as Lead Belly. This guy fucking popped on the scene in the early 1900s. Now, a lot of Lead Belly songs got remade by contemporary artists, and a lot of people in the modern day only know the contemporary versions of those songs, completely unaware that they were nothing more than remakes of Lead Belly songs. It's the same thing with the Carter Family, Hank Williams, several other old school artists from back in the day. A lot of times their material just gets recycled, you know. But what it is, it's musicians giving it's an homage, is what it is, giving their version of it. And anybody knows Big Daddy, like I love music, and what I do is I give my homage to various songs. Like you heard the very beginning of the show, my version of The Wall. Like I cut that fucking song right before the show started. Like usually whenever I fucking do a song, like a fresh song where I fucking lace it with a beat, like take one of my old live performances, cut it, and lace it with a beat. I'll do it several hours before I do my regular live performance. It's like if you're making a meal, you serve it fresh, that type of thing. So whenever you hear a song, it's usually done the day when I do the fucking live stream. Like The Wall, I fucking cut that several hours ago. I also cut another one too. We'll play that one before it's all said and done. Like I said, I take old live performances and I'll fucking cut them, lace them with beats, music that I created. Yeah, I open up the stream a lot of times for anybody to come on and play original tunes, but most of the time we just get dick flashers and that kind of shit. So I've decided, you know what? If anybody's going to come on and play good original music, I'm going to have to do it myself. So I have to fucking take the onus upon myself, basically. Yeah, where were we going with this? Yeah, we're getting towards the end. Maybe we'll end the show. Past few shows, you've gone 3 hours. I don't know if we got it in. I don't know if we got it in us to fucking do a 3-hour stream. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to thank you all for coming out. It's been real fun. Yeah, if they say if you can't get it right in this reality, if you can't get it right in this life, you can get it right in the next life, as the old saying goes. But that means you got to believe in reincarnation and all that. It means you got to believe in something. You can't just be an atheist and believe you're just going to fucking evaporate into nothing. No, you got to believe something's going to happen after you die. Yeah. Anybody who's ever done research into near-death experiences knows it's usually they all have the same story. And anybody who's done research into fractals and OBEs, astral projection, all that kind of shit, it all comes back to the same shit. And what it is, basically, it's like we're in a massive video game of sorts, only it's a flesh video game. And after it's all said and done, you see, we don't just disappear and just evaporate into nothingness. Every individual life we have, we get to continue in another dimension after this is over with. And we just get reborn again to experience life again. But all those experiences don't just disappear and go away. We all go and fucking hang out with past versions of ourselves. So if you were somebody, if you were a pirate in a previous life and an Egyptian pharaoh, whatever, then when you die, you get to hang out with your pirate version and your Egyptian pharaoh version in the afterlife. And what you do is you have a little powwow with all of your past versions of yourself. It's called the meeting of the higher self is what it's called. And you plan out a little path for your next life. And then like that, you just kind of will yourself back into existence and you transpose back into the third dimension. And you get reborn and you get to experience life again. Like every near-death experience, it all comes back to, it's all the same shit. They all have the same story. So it's all about learning and experiencing life. Yeah, it's like you take your soul at the end of your life when it's all said and done, and you take your soul and you put it on a scale and you weigh your soul. And it's all about whether or not that soul weighs more in the side of good or the side of evil. If it's the side of good, you ascend, go up. And a lot of times you get to go into a better reality. But a lot of times if you fuck up and you're if your soul was a little bit worse than you were good, if it was more bad than it was good, then a lot of times you got to be reborn on Earth as a human again. Many times as a lesser form. But it's all about a rebirth and reincarnation and learning life lessons of love. That's what it's all about. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Yeah, maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate, as Ozzy would say. Whoa, whoa, sweet child of mine. Yeah, I think we're going to end the show. Thanks for coming out, guys. Whoa, whoa, sweet love of mine. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Now and then, when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I spend too long, you know I break down and cry. Oh, sweet child of mine. Sweet love of mine. She's got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of the rain. I hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. It reminds me of a warm, safe place where as a child I'd hide and pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa,
sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine. Oh, sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine. Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go now? Wow, wow, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine.
Never forget, folks, we're living in the Matrix. It's not real. It's all an illusion. Never forget, you gotta watch out for the fractal elves. You don't know about the fractal elves? I'll tell you about the fractal elves.
Where do you think the contact with the aliens came from? When did that start?
You know, I'm not going to get into it.
I need to hear about aliens.
I know you already know all this, Joe.
Hold on a second.
It's always.
But I want to ask you this because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, right. We're in contact with aliens.
Like what kind of shit?
Here's what's happening, because it's not just one group of aliens.
What's the different groups?
The big five.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Let me begin. This is really, I'm telling you, Joe, this is a real deal.
We're listening to you.
Well, first off, elves is the main group.
Okay.
And they call them the elves. It's clockwork elves.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
There are bad things that look like elves that have horns when they show you who they really are.
Damn.
They're bad aliens.
I'm with you.
AI is alien.
Like a robot?
Yeah, they're like robots coming to kill you.
Jesus Christ.
The chimeras are alien.
And there's a hive mind sort of thinking to a lot of it.
They want the organs. I swear on my kids I told you the truth about that.
I believe you. I believe you.
They're coming after everybody.
Jeez.
It's a breakaway civilization, dude. We don't know what they got. Joe, they're control freaks.
Well, everybody's a
That's why I'm so glad you're in the fight now. These guys are on stuff that like nobody even knows.
What do you think they're on?
Stuff they've been given.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
You know, there's like armed guys with machine guns.
That is a group of people that were obsessed with combat.
About the most fearless killers there are.
Do you think that's from their heritage of war?
I mean, it's just like, it's mental illness, man.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Day, bow, bow. Chicka, chicka.